Well, the groundbreaking Jurassic Park franchise has once again taken the world by storm with its fourth entry, Jurassic World, already ranking as one of the highest grossing movies of all time. But is it really a worthy follow-up to director Steven Spielberg's 1993 classic? Or is it just as disappointing as the second and third installments? Joining me here to find out is our returning special guest, Tiger. Welcome back.
What's going on, dude?
So the new film, directed this time around by Safety Not Guaranteed filmmaker Colin Trevorrow, takes place 22 years after the conclusion of the first movie, which now has the park full of genetically engineered dinosaurs finally open for all to come and see. However, since the park has been in the public eye for quite some time, people nowadays have gotten used to the fact that dinosaurs are now walking about, resulting in low attendance with each passing generation. So in order to keep the crowds coming, the corporate managers and engineers behind the park create an entirely new dinosaur called the Indominus Rex, which ultimately proves to be their worst idea as it breaks free from captivity and proceeds to mangle and devour anyone and anything that comes near it. Meanwhile, there's a few interlocking subplots involving two brothers visiting their emotionally detached aunt, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, and a highly specialized raptor trainer, played by Chris Pratt, who's constantly hassled by a very shady military operative, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, who really wants to utilize these dinosaurs as weapons of war. So, I take it you've seen this movie 4 times, right?
Yeah, I told you. I saw it 4 times because I had 3 different friends that wanted to see it with me, but they could only see it at different times, and I was just like, okay. And I didn't have to pay for it 2 of the times that I went, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. It was fun, it was entertaining, I had a blast watching, I'll go again. The second and third time I watched it, I was kind of looking for little things to not like, but I couldn't help but still just get sucked into the movie and just feel like a big kid, and especially the time that I saw it with my dad. It was the 4th time that I got to see the movie, and if I had only seen it with my dad, that would have been fine. I would have been completely satisfied.
So how would you rank this among the others in the franchise?
Jurassic Park is the original, at the top of the mountain. And then you have Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3. Number 4 made a giant leap to land on top and kind of overshot it a little bit and landed just on the other side.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
Not that it's better.
Yeah.
Because here's the apex, here's the top, here's as good as you can get, and just kind of went here and kind of stumbled down off to the side.
Well, it was definitely a given for most of us going in that this movie was never going to be quite as good as the original. I mean, if Spielberg couldn't top it with The Lost World, who's to say anyone else will? And I think part of the reasoning why that is because the newer films focus way too much on the spectacle aspect and not enough on story and character development, resulting in quite a number of questionable decision-making, weak dialogue, and bland performances. The most notable one for me being Vincent D'Onofrio, whose villainous role here plays more like a joke in comparison to the one he played on Daredevil.
It could have been so much worse.
Oh, well...
I feel like they really could have done his character a lot
super over the top.
Yeah, because I like Vincent D'Onofrio. Maybe that was a part of why I was not really bothered by it. Slightly annoyed. I was just like, slightly annoyed more with just the writing of his character.
The only actors I did like in this were Chris Pratt, who's still a lot of fun to watch even when he's spouting out David Caruso-worthy dialogue, B.D. Wong, who took a surprisingly dark turn with his reprising role from the first movie, and Irfan Khan, who probably gave the best performance in this entire movie as the latest successor to John Hammond's Dinosaur Enterprise.
He's very natural. You don't feel like you're watching an actor. You feel like you're watching the character that he's playing. I wasn't sure about his character when I first saw him.
Yeah.
Because he kind of plays a little conniving in Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh,
he was really sweet and endearing and honest and sincere in this film.
Special effects in this movie were fantastic. What I was really missing, though, were the animatronics.
Yeah, I totally agree. If the filmmakers spent just as much time and effort on the practical effects as the computer-generated ones, it would have helped complete the illusion of watching real-life dinosaurs walking about on screen that the original movie captured so well.
I think what would have made this movie even better for me is if they had added a scene at the beginning other than the kids. I wanted the excitement and the right off the bat, dude, we're going on this ride that Jurassic Park 1 had, where they're bringing the raptor in the cage and then shit goes haywire and a dude gets eaten. Like, I wanted a scene like that. They say a line in the trailer, you know, she ate her sibling. Show me a scene where you see like the guy in the control room like kind of asleep, falling asleep at the computer, and you see out of focus the bushes behind him rustling around, and you hear roars and shit. He wakes up and then he's looking at the window, and then the glass breaks and he's thrown off of his feet in shock, and he looks up and then they just like do a push in over his shoulder. He's sitting there like scooting back, and as he's scooting back, the camera pushes in toward the cracked window, and then it's kind of focused on the cracked window, and it's nighttime out, and all you can see is these guys run along the walls of the cage, shining their flashlights down to try to see what's going on, and they just see hints and glimpses and images of the Indominus, biting its sibling, and then just throwing something in a fucking like arm or something, hits the window and splatters in blood.
Man. You should have directed this movie.
Keep that in the review.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you give Jurassic World?
I feel like a fair rating for this would be like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. Well, actually, now I might go a little bit higher because I saw this movie 4 times and I got sucked into this movie. I got locked in and I was in for a ride. Yeah, it's flawed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the first movie. But when I was sitting in that theater with my dad and just seeing him like smile and enjoy it, gave me even more joy. So I think I'll give it an 8.5 or a 9.
Well, for a series that started off as strong, intelligent, and groundbreaking as this, I'm beginning to think that maybe Jurassic Park just wasn't meant to be this blockbuster franchise and probably would have been better off as one singular film, the same way Jaws should have remained as one singular film. But having said that, I still found myself enjoying a good chunk of Jurassic World, even if it was all due to its epic climax that really gives the dino fight in the third movie the biggest shit down the throat it so rightfully deserves. If the movie had better writing and stronger characters, maybe I'd be more enthusiastic towards it as you are, but as is, it's a 6.5 out of 10 for me. With that said, our show is now concluded. I'm the host.
And I'm Tiger.
And we will see you next time on another Midnight Movie Madness.
Are you okay?